Oh man.
Good?
I think we're good.
All right.
I think we're golden, Chef.
Should we address the audience? Anybody watching?
I got a couple.
2 people?
Yeah, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, thanks. All right, so hello, Chef Frank.
Chef Dan.
Good to be here again. At
Great to host.
Yes, at the Weehawken Culinary Institute. Tonight, it's a little bit of an impromptu meal, you might say. We talked about it today. Yeah, what
we all
gonna
came
do.
together, went to market.
We went to the market.
Got the freshest ingredients.
Yep, only the freshest. The wrong tomatoes, of course, that I asked for.
Mistakes happen.
But you can't get everything right.
This is live.
Yeah,
this is live.
how we
Anything
do it.
can happen. We don't hope that Dan messes something up himself as well.
We'll see. That doesn't happen too often. But what we're making today is a classic. Just macaroni and meatballs, specifically fusilli, with some surprises. What else are we going to be cooking tonight?
We got some brownies on the docket as well.
Some brownies
from scratch.
Yeah, very
nice. We got the meatballs. We got some frying we're going to be doing.
And we're going to be making the sauce also.
Making the sauce.
So it's going to be a multi-layered meal tonight. And I think
challenging yet simple.
Yes. Let's start off with a little toast. To a good show.
It's a good show.
To a good meal.
Good season as well. Season 3.
Salud.
Really brings out the flavor.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's put this down somewhere safe. We both washed our hands. We're both ready. Before you ever start, you want to be sure that your hands are clean.
You're a second pass.
You're gonna do a second pass. If you don't have a clean kitchen, then you might as well not cook at all, right, Frank? That's kind of our motto.
I wouldn't even go into a dirty kitchen.
No. So that's the most important thing. And you want to make sure you're using clean utensils if you're washing them after use, because we want to avoid cross-contamination.
Nasty.
No, not good stuff.
You want sanitary gloves. You want gloves to wear?
I'm good. I don't need gloves.
I didn't see you wash your hands, but
all right. Well, I did. You're going to have to trust me on that one. I'll get my seltzer out of the way.
So we discussed earlier how we were going to start this. We're doing what, meatballs first we're going to start with, right?
We're going to do meatballs first, and then we'll move on to the sauce and the macaroni.
I have my old world recipes here. They're on paper.
Wow, so old.
So old. Look at that. I really dug into the archives for this one.
From your Sicilian ancestors.
No raisins tonight in these meatballs, folks.
What about audience comments? How are we doing that?
How did we do that last time? We did the.
They used to be able to comment on
right
YouTube,
from it.
Right?
Can they do that here? I'm just gonna stick my mug here for a second. They got like any options or some chat? We got a chat button.
We have a chat button. Anybody leaving comments?
Nothing. I don't see anything.
Feel free to ask us questions about what we're doing, thoughts.
And chances are you know us, so like use the text.
Yeah, use the chat button and
yeah, we look down at our phone and stuff, and be rude while we're doing things.
All right, so what do you say?
Let's get started with these meatballs. Okay. So got my freshing. I kept some of the stuff still on chill. We got our meat.
And how much meat did we get?
I have 2 pounds here. We're gonna want 1.5 pounds for these meatballs.
Grass-fed beef.
Only the best stuff. I'm telling you, man.
Wow, very important. I personally think it's always worth splurging a little extra for the grass-fed organic beef. You don't want those GMOs and all that crap in your food, right, Frank?
Can't stand it.
Right, Chef?
Chef.
So what are we doing right now?
Right now we're going to make the ingredients that we'll be adding to the meat.
Okay.
Meat stays separate for now. We'll let it breathe over here. It's not like meat needs to breathe, but we'll keep it there. Then we got our dry ingredients, I believe is the term, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So first what I'm going to do is just to get prepared. We're going to be frying them. So I have the induction cooker here. I like it more because you can like set the temperature and you know what it's going to hit, as opposed to like a gas range. And you got oil splashing all over the place and stuff. Not worth it. Turn this thing on.
Now for transparency purposes.
Yes.
You've never made meatballs.
Never.
Before. I don't think I've made meatballs. I think I've helped make meatballs before.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see what happens.
It's all about experimentation. This is something we've tried to like really hit home with this show. And I hope that like people realize this is all about, after you finish, college, you think all your experimentation life is done wrong. You got this whole kitchen here.
Yeah.
How do I turn this thing on? All right.
We like to think of the kitchen as our laboratory, right?
Exactly.
And we're the scientists in the laboratory. So experiment, be creative, take chances, but always safety first.
And for like the youth, this is the equivalent of crafting.
Right.
It's like we're crafting. We're putting all the ingredients in and crafting it. I hope you didn't eat olive oil. That's all I had.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I thought you said you had another one.
I got more.
All right.
It's this in. Just want to put a thin layer that we're going to get bubbling here to fry our meatballs on.
That's a lot.
I haven't done this before, so I just want to. I'm going to overcompensate.
This is going to be interesting. I'm used to doing it in a pan, not so much a pot.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to step out and check the Twitter real quick.
Okay.
No comments on the board.
I need a little help from you chopping up this basil and cilantro.
Okay.
Chef. I hate to take you away from your duties on social media.
I'll be. I'm the social media strategist for We Made This Live. I've got to pull double duty.
Put that down. So what we're doing right now is we're just chopping up our parsley. What do you want, parsley, basil, or garlic?
I like basil.
Right, so we'll chop some of the basil.
Give it a good rinse.
Always rinse your grains, because the people who are like usually getting these,
they don't care.
They don't care, so they're wiping their rears and yanking it up off your arm. Who knows? This is Italian parsley, so the dudes in Italy are probably doing that. And I remember they have like a garbage problem a while ago out there.
That was in Naples a few years ago. That's a good memory.
Yeah. There was like a strike.
Do you have a knife, or am I taking a knife? Ah. This is the good stuff.
That's the good one. All right. I'm not going to chop all this up, but a good amount.
Okay.
Making a mess here, but that's all right. It's okay.
It's all right. You can't be afraid to make a mess.
Can't be afraid.
You can't.
Just got to clean your kitchen afterwards.
Break an omelet without making some eggs, right?
Yes. So we're just chopping up our...
Chopping away. Do you have a technique that you prefer for chopping?
I usually use that knife.
Yeah.
And I can do, faster chops than I'm getting done with this.
I'm going to be done in a sec.
That's all right. I pulled more than I need. Really smell these.
It is. It smells beautiful. Let's give the audience a bit of a look here. So my technique for chopping basil, I go down the line. See if you can get a good look at that. It's not perfectly straight, but you get nice little strips. Now, are these going in the meatballs?
These are going to be in the meatballs.
So they need to be small.
Yes.
I need to really.
You need to take everything you've learned about chopping basil and throw it out the window for this, Dan.
Okay. So forget that. What I just showed you.
So I'm going with some extra fine as well.
You looked up a recipe for this?
Yes.
You did. And they recommended putting all this stuff in.
Yeah, maybe we won't put all that basil in. A little less than that. But yes, basil's on the docket. I don't think we're going to need all that basil. So, Dan, what's been going on in your world?
Oh, not much. Working from New York for the week. Just at New York Comic Con, which was a lot of fun. I was in town for that. What else? My cousin's getting married on Sunday.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Watch your arm on that. It's going to get hot.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Chef.
No problem, Chef.
So, yeah, but I'm glad to be here. When was the last time we did a show?
Last September.
Last September, so over a year ago.
So that's when I figured it transitions into season 3 at this point.
And this is episode number what?
1.
No, overall.
3 or 4. 4. Maybe it's 4. Because we did the inaugural one was at your place.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can cover from that one.
Any comments yet? No comments.
No one's
How many viewers? 5? Pretty good.
You got to bump these metrics.
Do we have a record?
Bump these metrics. You got 500.
500. Nice.
So you can throw yours in.
Let me get one more pass.
I'm a little looser than you. Old experimentation, right? Where's my ingredients?
Okay. You want me to throw these in there?
Yes, please. Not all of it. Like half of that. We're going to put in, excuse me, chef. Half cup, 3rd cup.
I'm going to put these back in your container.
All right.
So you can use it again.
Taking out the measuring cups.
And how much, what are we measuring in?
We're putting some breadcrumbs in right now.
Breadcrumbs. And how many breadcrumbs are we putting in?
1/3 of a cup, but I'll put in a little bit more than that, I think. Because putting in a little bit more than the recipe initially had for it as well, which was 1 pound. I know Dan's hungry. Dan was telling me the first thing he said when he got here today was, I'm hungry. So give him a couple pretzels, sent them on his way.
Had a lovely pickle.
Pickled.
Where's the pickle from?
Pickle is from, it's a corner place, West 4th Street. If you're watching, guys, let me know what the name is. If the people that make those pickles are there, let me know.
If you want to sponsor us? Well, we lost 2 viewers.
I think it takes a bit to refresh. The end result.
I mean, 2.
The end result is the meal. All right, so we're going to put in a teaspoon of salt.
All right. So right now in the bowl, let me just give a little preview here. In the bowl, we've got our breadcrumbs. We've got a teaspoon of salt. We've got our parsley and basil.
Some salt. I'm putting in a half teaspoon of black pepper. What else do we got in here? And put in an egg.
1 egg.
1 egg.
And now, how many meatballs are we going to be making, Chef?
As many as we can get out of that 1.5 pounds. Not going to be super sized, like real big ones, just because we want to make sure we can cook as many as we can.
But this is the right amount of ingredients for that amount of beef?
Approximately.
Okay.
I'm
just making sure.
The recipe, all right, in full transparency. In full transparency, Dan, the recipe was for 1 pound of meat. But I picked up 2 because I figured that really wasn't going to be enough for,
Did you double the amount of ingredients or no?
Since it's 1.5 pounds, I'm going to take half. I'm going to keep half of that. I increase a little bit, but not like double.
All right, we'll see what happens. But that's what we do here. Like we said, we experiment, we try things out. We don't necessarily play by any rule books.
No,
right?
no. Egg
So
is in there.
And now we're going to have to stir, correct?
Yes. Oh, no. Half cup of Parmesan. That's the last ingredient.
Right here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but how about the, what was your time in New York been?
Time in New York has been great. I've seen family, seen friends, got a lot done. It's been good. I'd like to throw it out to the audience. If you have any comments, any questions about anything we're doing, feel free to chime in. You can tweet at us. I'm at Dan_Brooks. Frank is at @Utterer. You can also leave comments right here on our
I think you have to be logged in maybe to Google or something.
Yeah, but there is a chat, and
it's not really popping.
Not popping. I'd like to see some more. Oh, 6 viewers. 600, I mean.
You really, I don't think Dan wants to do this show anymore. So he's really pushing the numbers here. So,
all right. So we got our cheese. We've got all our ingredients for the meatballs in except the beef. So that's coming next. I'm gonna slide behind you, Chef.
I'm gonna give this all a stir everything up.
Our olive oil, is heating up right now.
Gonna start bumping this up a little
All
more.
right. While you do that,
I'm gonna get started with the sauce.
I was gonna get the tomato cans right now.
Sure.
Once again, it's not what I would normally suggest for, let's say, for a quick sauce. I requested crushed tomatoes. That was not what was purchased. Instead, we got peeled plum tomatoes and a can of tomato sauce. What I'm hoping is I'll use the whole can of tomato sauce, and that will add some body to the sauce that I'm not going to get from the plum peeled tomatoes. So I'm going to get started on this, and I'll see what we have.
The can opener is somewhere. I'll put it over here, Chef.
Okay. Thank you. Got a text here. People say they're doing a live chat. We can't see it.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
sorry,
when
we
this
cannot.
stuff's cooking. We'll take a look.
Yeah. Well,
I'll check out with the IT guy and see if he can point us in the direction here.
yeah.
Our normal producer Mike would be looking into it. He's in the Congo, I think.
Yeah.
He had some excursion.
You kind of feel like big time though.
It was some real weird thing.
Yeah.
Excuse this time.
I heard that he's had some I was gonna say some drug problems lately, but I probably shouldn't say
No,
that.
you don't want to say that on the
No,
street.
that's allegedly. No, but producer Mike could not be here, and I'm kidding about that, of course.
No, we
so
send
we're on
our
our own.
regards.
We do. So.
Let's splash more breadcrumbs in here. Garlic. That's what I forgot.
How much garlic are you gonna put in there?
I'm gonna
Chef?
put 2 cloves in. 3 cloves, Chef.
And you use a garlic press, or you're gonna be chopping those, chopping that garlic?
For time, I'll probably use the chop them up.
Mm-hmm.
Knife. Yeah, the Culinary Institute needs a little bit of an upgrade for the cooking island, but you know we make do with what we have right now.
It's not about what I always tell my students. It's not about the tools that you have or the kitchen that you have. It's about what's in here, meaning your inside. And so, if you have the passion for cooking, then then you don't need the fanciest, most expensive tool.
That's inspiring.
Yeah, thank you. I think so.
I mean, think how much shit the cavemen cooked.
Right.
And all they had was a fire.
Right.
We didn't even take out a food processor. Had to clean the board because I chopped this garlic.
All right. Let's see here.
So I'm puzzled.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what I'm going to do with this. Do you have a bowl I could maybe we'll crush these in?
Is that big here? Use this one. Or use this one.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
Right.
yeah, a lot of
Calling an audible here.
politics too, man. How about those politics right now?
It's a pretty crazy time. So I know you're glad because your guy won the election. So
You've been retweeting him a lot lately, man. I didn't know you were such a
well, he has some good ideas.
such a right wing. It must be hard for
I'm
you.
more middle of the road. He has some good ideas lately.
What are you looking for?
Some kind of wooden spoon, maybe. You have a wooden
I got
spoon?
a metal. I got that
Try
wooden
this.
thing there.
All right. So right now, let's give everybody a peek. I've got my plum tomatoes, which I'm going to try and crush.
Whoops.
Because it's not what I would normally use. It's not what I asked for.
This is probably going to be the series finale of
Yeah,
we made this, so I guess we should make this all count.
I guess so. All right. All right, they're crushing well. This might work out.
I think it's going to actually improve
Do you think so?
the flavor. You'll be surprised with that. See, now, this, one thing that I think really needs to hit home about this show is it shows sort of how phony those television cooking shows are. We're doing this, you know, you're hearing this conversation. I know the 35 people who are watching are probably bored right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but this is reality. This is how we cook and we do
This
things.
is what it's like in a kitchen.
In
your favorite restaurant. This is what happens. So we're not going to turn around at the end of this. And, you know, after we do this for 5 minutes, we're not going to turn around and pull a finished plate of macaroni and meatballs out of the oven.
Yeah, this may totally backfire.
Yeah, no. So this is real.
Real life.
Let's see, I got a text from Mom.
Uh-oh.
You got to find a way to crush the whole tomatoes, either a blender or a potato masher or fork. Need to break them down. Watching but can't comment. I get 12 meatballs per pound. All right, thank you, Mom. I'm doing what I can.
Thank you, Miss Brooks.
I think it's coming well. I'll show the camera the results of the crushing. Thankfully, Chef Frank's kitchen is stocked with some good tools for us to use.
No one's ever asked me any questions, but all right, that's cool. I don't judge. So, you watch anything good on TV lately?
Watch anything good on TV lately? What have I watched? I watched one episode of that show where people who, like a couple who've never met in person but want to get married. One lives in one country, one lives in another, and they go to meet each other.
The Bachelor?
Not The Bachelor. It's like a reality show.
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
I don't know. But that was fun and ridiculous.
So you watch one television show?
I just watched one episode of that. I don't remember what it's called. I watched a lot of Impractical Jokers.
I've heard of that.
Love Impractical Jokers.
They're from your neck of the woods.
Staten Island's own. Staten Island Sons. Murr, Hugh, Sal, and Joe. All right, so here we go. Tomatoes. I'm going to move the camera down a little bit. Tomatoes have been crushed. How's the camera placement? We're good?
They want to lift the bump of the scooch.
Bump of the scooch.
Now I'm mixing all these ingredients in. Wash my hands again because they left the immediate cooking area, which is going to make sure you
want to wash, sanitary, no cross-contamination.
And we're mixing our meats, mixing our egg.
Let's, I'm going to bring the camera up. Can I do that? Or are we tethered?
It's all tethered. Yeah, it's since last season, the app we had used.
Can I lift it up?
You're watching this kneading action.
Oh, something fell out.
That's the charger. You just have to remember to plug that one back in. So I'm just mixing all these mixings together.
It's like extreme cooking. Yeah. That's good. Well, you want to talk about your technique a little, Chef?
I do a knead, a spread finger knead. All fingers go in, and then it goes between, and it doesn't sound right when you hear it.
Right. It sounds kind of filthy. But
it gets all the ingredients mixed in. I think these need a little bit more breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Chef.
All right. You're on that? You're in charge of that.
And a little more breadcrumbs in there.
Okay. And this is our macaroni pot?
Macaroni pot.
Okay.
We can do this one. And we're mixing. There we go. I think we're going to be ready to fry in just a little bit.
Okay.
These.
I'm going to hold off for a few minutes on that.
Get that water boiling. So, have you gotten to see that new Blade Runner movie? I heard it's pretty good.
I did get to see it.
Yeah, what did you think?
I thought it was great.
Now, did you like the first one? I hated the first one.
I'm not the biggest fan of the first one. I actually go back and forth on it, but I thought the new one was pretty great. I would love to see it again at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I'm just gonna have a little glass of wine.
I I saw I just got a message.
Yeah.
Let's see what this is. My mom wanted to let me know not to overwork the meatball mix. Mom, it's good. I've stopped now. I'm just going to roll these up and start frying with them at this point. Thank you.
Hey, Mrs. Carazzolo. I've never met you, but I've always wanted to. You did a great job.
So we're start making our meatballs at this point in time.
And for the record, I'm half Italian. Okay.
So this is it.
Should we show this moment? I feel like we need to get
So
a
here's
better
the meat.
view.
There we are.
Yeah, there it is.
Made some garlic in there and stuff. You know, we're cooking now.
Now we're cooking with electric.
This is interesting in seeing how this is going to work. Not going to use a super huge meatball.
It looks like a hostage video.
So we're making our meatballs, not pressing them too hard, keeping everything loose so that the oils can permeate and fry. We're going to rotate them while Dan's making his sauce. I'm going to be keeping my eye on these, and we'll be tuning in potentially with the. You can
see them a little bit.
See them starting to fry. I touch it, but they're very hot right now. Oh. So these are going to be going for 10 to 15 minutes, flipping them as we go along. They're looking good. You're looking at them a little apprehensive.
A couple of them are a little big.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
It's the first time doing it.
Bad.
Have I mentioned?
I might recommend you, let me put this down for a second.
I'm going to be flipping them. They're not going to just cook all the way through, Chef.
Yes, Chef, we're on the same side here.
Okay.
I think you might want to spin them around your hands a little bit, make them a little more solid.
More authentic. I want those oils to juice through.
All right. Let's see how it is.
When did you make them last?
I've made them in the past, I think. I've eaten them. I know that.
All right. Chef, you want to take over for your pasta, and I'll keep my eye on these.
Sure.
See what's happening.
So how long? Let's take a step back for a second. Yes. How long are these going to be cooking on there?
It's going to be hopefully about 15 minutes total. We'll see. But I'm going to be in that time, 6-7 minutes in, a little flipsy at this point.
All right. I will get the garlic ready for my sauce.
I'll move this meat and put it in a refrigerator. Now, please note, when you're normally putting it in the fridge, you should cover. You shouldn't be in here. But since it's going to be such a short amount of time, I'll make a little exception. I don't think I have any space in my fridge, though. Oh, shit.
You have paper towels? Yes, you did.
Yep. They're up here.
I got
over there. I don't have any space in my fridge for all this. Let's see how we're going to do this. Drink water. Just be careful when you open that.
It smells good. I know you can't smell it
Not yet.
through the TV, but it smells good.
At some point in the future, we'll be able to smell this.
Smell-o-vision.
Oh, I forgot to turn this on. You could
Uh-oh. What happened?
Throw it on so we can see right here. While these are fine, let me see if I can figure out this chat thing, Chef. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go dark for 1 second.
I'll talk to the audience. So what I'm doing now is I'm peeling a clove of garlic. There are a lot of different ways you can prepare garlic when you're cooking. Some people use the garlic presser. Some people use dice it, some kind of contraption. I prefer to do it the old-fashioned way, hand peeling, and then chopping with a knife. It worked back in the old country. No reason why it can't work now. Plus, I'm not in a rush. I think a lot of people are in a hurry. That's one mistake a lot of amateur chefs make, is they want to get done fast. And now, when you're in a restaurant, cooking in a professional kitchen, there is pressure to get the meal out as fast as possible. You have multiple plates that have to go at the same time at the same table, and And that's only one table. You also have all these other tables you're cooking for. So there is that pressure, but you don't want to go too fast.
I can see it on that one.
Uh-huh.
Not on this
What
one.
are the comments we're getting?
Oh, you don't want to go there. So,
No?
no. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. Ooh, that's
Okay.
All right, this first batch may be a wash.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why? Is that falling apart?
No, because they're very, just
They're a little burnt?
A little
okay.
burnt.
That's okay.
This is what happens when we go live, people.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you need anything I can assist with, Chef?
Not yet. I do want to read those comments. Are they
Nick
that bad?
McReena has some,
Uh-huh.
someone with that name, I don't know what
Yeah.
it is. He has is that his username? He has some choice
It
words.
sounds like a fake name.
Let me see what they were saying again.
Okay.
I'll yell some things out while you're working here.
Okay.
John Harper says this is god awful,
Uh-huh.
and it's the worst day of his life,
Uh-huh.
and that it needs new hosts.
That's what John Harper says. That's
Yeah, and then he asks, where's the trailer?
Thank you for the comments, Mr. Harper. Much appreciated. I love a good sense of humor. If only that sense of humor translated to the stuff you worked on.
Jughead Head says,
Jughead Head.
get
Yeah.
off your phone.
Uh-huh. That's a good You all right over there?
Wash your hands after you touch your phone.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a good point.
They said you ask for comments and then you don't look at them.
Where are you seeing them?
He goes, is ELO the best band?
From my point of view, are they the best? Is ELO the best band? Who asked that question?
Jughead Head.
Jughead Head. Thank you, Jughead Head. Is ELO the best band? From a certain point of view, maybe. To my mind, it's hard to say that there is a best band, although I think if you're going to say that about anybody, I would say it's the Beatles. ELO is definitely my favorite band, my favorite music. But in terms of best, that's not for me to say, but thank you for the question. All right, how are we doing, Chef?
We're gonna see with these, man. Good thing I didn't use them all in one.
Mm-hmm.
May have to put some more oil in there too.
Is it too hot? Is the base too hot?
I lowered it a bit. It was too hot before, I think. But hey, we're learning.
Mm-hmm. Will you let me do the next batch?
Oh, God. Yeah, sure.
I just want to try it.
No, sure, feel free. And you can set whatever temp you want. You can put some more oil in. I'm sure they'll come out better because you'll learn from my mistakes. But, hey, you know.
So right now I'm chopping the garlic. I don't think they can see a little bit.
You see, I'll lift it up. There's the inch.
I would like to throw out to John Harper. When we do the next San Francisco edition, maybe if he wants to come produce it, that would be great. We could use someone with his talent behind the camera. So the offer's out there.
Oh, this is an
John.
acquaintance of yours.
Yeah, works in my department. Great producer.
What time is it out there?
6, 5:30.
What time do you guys normally finish work? They're able to watch these shows?
I know, apparently.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, garlic's ready.
I'm going to take these out.
You should probably take those guys out.
What I'm going to do is get a plate and put some paper towels down. PTs, we usually shortcut them for in the industry.
I am going to start on the sauce.
Do we have pasta boiling?
We don't.
I don't get that
yet.
going yet.
I don't think you need to start on that.
It's going to take a bit to warm up.
Well, this is going to cook for about 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
I should have said that a little earlier.
Probably.
I guess we can do the brownie recipe
No,
then
that's
at that point.
Now, so right now, just so we don't have our backs turned to you, let's explain to you what we're doing. If you're just tuning in, we got meatballs cooking over here. We're prepping sauce and prepping the water for the macaroni. We're going to put some salt in the water before we start to boil. And this is going to be my sauce pan. I'm going to give it a rinse and then dry it out before we start. One thing you do not want to do is start cooking sauce or cooking anything with olive oil in the pan with water still in the pan, because that's going to make the olive oil pop. And especially if it's very wet, it's going to pop loudly.
It's not supposed to do that?
It's not supposed to do that.
I thought the pop was good.
So it's going to pop loud and far, and you could get burned. And one thing we always want to practice in the kitchen is safety.
Safety is paramount.
Safety is paramount. That's true.
So I took these meatballs out. They don't look as horrible as I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Hold them up to the camera. A little burnt on the outside, but inside they're looking good. Look almost like falafel on here. This is the camera. They're really not as dark as it looks on this picture. Maybe it's the brightness on my... Nope, brightness is all the way up. They don't normally look like this, but if you like crack one of these suckers open, yeah, it's cooked nicely inside. Chef, I'm going to lower this temperature until you're ready, then I'll heat it back up again.
Okay. You want me to do the next batch?
If you want to.
I don't want to infringe.
It's okay. You want to try one of these?
Yeah. That's actually a good point that you remind me of. You always want to eat what you're cooking. Yeah. How are you going to know if it's good? So while you're cooking, try the food.
This is good. This actually came out pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's good.
Good job, Chef.
Thank you, Chef. We'll see if you can improve on this technique. I'll see if anyone else is fed back.
All right.
Vanessa loves the life lessons that we're teaching today.
Oh, great.
Vanessa, you're more than welcome for this motivation. Let me find a place for this, Chef.
When you're a professional chef, you just kind of learn about life. So one thing.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm going to wash my hands afterwards. I'm sorry to interrupt. We're going to be taking these meatballs and putting them in with the sauce.
In with the sauce.
To simmer and really bring out the flavor. Okay. Just want to make sure.
I just want to show that I have a little bit of a different technique than Chef Frank does. So I kind of roll the balls nice and round.
Don't put them in the tempo.
Okay.
It's a good technique, Chef.
Good try.
It's
something I learned when I was studying in Tuscany.
Oh, you did that trick, that excursion.
I did.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was 2 weeks in a Tuscan kitchen.
Because that's when I did that summer in France studying at the vineyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
We
met up for lunch one day.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think I'm ever going to forget that train ride to get out there.
That was a big one.
Yeah, that train ride was nuts.
Yeah.
Is this one mine
when
or is this
bandits came on the train? Where's that? I don't know.
I think this one's mine. Well, it was that murder mystery train ride.
Right.
Remember, we paid extra to be able to solve the mystery on it. And it was all those actors. It was pretty interesting.
That's fine.
I thought that was pretty cool. Let me try one more of these for redemption.
Go ahead. Sounds pretty good.
So, did you eat at any of the chain restaurants while you were in New York?
Did I eat at any of the chain restaurants? I went to Grace Papaya.
Oh, that was great. I'm a Grace Papaya fan.
I thought I'd heard they closed down.
They closed down but reopened. The one on 42nd.
I went to one on...
Or is the West Building is the Papaya
Oh, it might have been 42nd.
Because they reopened like a block up. Because there was that one on the corner that was real prime location. I could do this. I can roll with the big boys here.
Yeah.
You want me to start putting them in?
Okay.
Chef, any preference on how you want me loading them?
No.
So the big thing with the induction cooker is it's hard to get an exact temperature when you're dealing with the gas range.
Mm-hmm.
So I prefer to use the induction for these smaller jobs where I can just throw some oil in. I set the temperature exactly. Right now it's 250. Once we get these all in, I'll put it in 300 for a little, flip them over, lower them back down, and let them cook through.
Want to throw one more in there? I think you get all of them.
We can fit them all in. You want to put this one in?
Yeah.
You got it? Chef, good work.
Thank you, Chef.
Crank that up.
I'm going to wash my hands because I just handled
raw meat. I only touched it with this hand so I could touch my wine glass, but now I'm going to go. That's another life lesson. Wash your hands. A lot of bacteria out there. Don't use Purell and stuff because it makes you build up a tolerance.
You need some bacteria.
To these bacteria, and the bacteria is eventually going to kill you.
Yep. So the Yankees had a big win last night.
Oh yeah, that's big, right?
They made it to the ALCS. Very exciting.
Is that the World Series?
It's not the World Series. It's the American League Championship Series. The winner of that goes to the World Series.
Geez, this is running late this season.
No, it's not. They always play in October.
Oh, is that why they call the guy Mr. October?
Mr. October. All right. Now we're going to get started on the sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 cloves of garlic. You don't want to overdo it with the garlic. That's a very common mistake.
I'm going to see if I can get
get
some shots here. Lift this up.
All right. So I got my 2 cloves. I do somewhere in between like the Goodfellas technique, which is chopping and slicing them super thin, and something just a little bit thicker than that. So I did 2 cloves. I'm going to throw them in there. Not yet, actually. I got to put my olive oil in first.
I'm going to start flipping these.
Which is somewhere. Chef, where's the olive oil?
It's shit. Where did I put that olive oil? Did I put it in the refrigerator?
Sometimes we're gonna let curses slip. Some profanity. If you're sensitive to that kind of thing.
This is the action of the kitchen.
This is what happens in the
kitchen.
kitchen.
Fast pace.
So if you're sensitive to that, I would suggest you just tune out now.
No, don't do that.
That's gonna happen.
That's just
gonna happen sometimes.
Did I bring it in here?
Where could it be?
Well, please. Vanessa wants us to wash our hands.
I just washed my hands. Vanessa, I just washed my hands. I promise you.
Oh, here it is.
All right. So this brings up another important lesson in the kitchen. You should ideally put things back where they belong so that the next person who needs it can grab it. So I don't know where this was. Where was it?
It was behind the TV.
Behind the TV is not a good spot for
Chef.
the olive oil.
We're not perfect here. That's one of the lessons we've been trying to push, right? You know, I think your technique is much better.
Is it working out?
Oh, these are looking good.
They look good.
The hardest part is in the end, you got to dump all this oil down the sink. And it's just a pain because you feel like it's going to clog it. So
put it in one of the cans. Put it in one of the cans, and then you can dump it somewhere else. Throw it out. Put it in one of the tomato cans. That's an old trick.
Throw it out the window, maybe.
I'm getting ready for the sauce. It's hard to see, but I have a light coat of olive oil on the bottom of this pan. So that's going to be my base. I'm going to put it on. This is a gas stove?
Yes. You know how to turn them on?
Oh, you have to go all the way down the light?
Yeah, no, click. Now you
Okay.
can do.
Okay. I'm going to put it on a medium flame. Gonna let that get hot. A way that you actually can test if your pan is hot is you can spritz some water into the pan, and that'll let you know. I don't do that. Usually I'll just throw my garlic in after about half a minute.
Yeah.
That's usually about how much time it takes, and then you're good to go. And you want to try not to burn the garlic. You want to brown it. As soon as it turns brown, that's when you want to dump your tomatoes in. There's a very small window between brown fried garlic and burnt.
Yes,
and
you don't want garlic.
If you're daydreaming, if you're looking at your phone, you're gonna ruin the garlic. So you want to. This is a crucial point to be paying
That's
attention.
the first thing we learned in the academy, remember?
I do remember that.
I mean, like,
I think
the first thing
half
the chef said was,
half the class failed out.
that was the
in
first
academy.
question on the test. What's the difference between burnt garlic and, you know, cooked garlic?
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Yeah,
and I think the second question was how do you hold the knife? Which
proper knife
side? Yeah.
Because we had just got our knives.
Always hold the knife by the handle.
Yes.
Yeah, and sharp side down when you're cutting. All right, I'm gonna guess this is close to ready.
I'm one who can admit my faults, and Dan's technique is much better with these meatballs.
We're all one team, chef. And yours tastes fine.
So. They do taste great. Oh, I never said anything about it.
You know what I need? I was not prepared. I need a wooden spoon if possible.
I don't have a wooden spoon.
Usually when I have a wooden spoon for tomato sauce, I'll take, that'll work. This'll work. A wooden spatula. So right now I'm going to move the garlic around, get it spread out. I've got my crushed tomatoes here. I've got my can of tomato sauce there. I'm probably going to use I'm going to start with about a quarter of that and see if I need more to add some thickness to the sauce. Here we go. Getting a little brown. Looking good. Smells good. Chef Frank's stove seems to be nicely level. Sometimes you end up in kitchens where it's not level and all your olive oil is like, you know, falling to one side of the pan. It makes it a lot more difficult to cook. All right, now these are browning, so I don't want to hesitate.
Don't hesitate.
Burn. No hesitating. I'm gonna wait another few seconds, and I'm gonna pour the crushed tomatoes in. All right, I think we're good. There's some splatter. That's inevitable.
I'll clean it if I have to.
Can't be afraid of that. But you always want to wear your apron. You know, protect yourself, protect your clothes. All right, so that's in there.
These meatballs are wrapping up.
So the way we're timing this is going to start cooking. It's going to cook for a little bit. By the time those meatballs are done, we'll take the finished meatballs, we'll throw them all into the sauce so that we get some of the flavor from the meatballs into the sauce. Now again, this is a quick sauce. It's just olive oil, garlic, tomatoes, and in this case, meatballs. I'm not going to throw basil into the sauce. I don't particularly like it. Do you like basil?
I'm fine without basil in my sauce.
So that's what we're going to do. You can make a sauce that takes a lot longer to cook. We're not going to do that today.
Start taking these meatballs out to show Dan's masterwork here. Ooh, almost lost one.
All right, I'm going to let that cook for a little bit. Add a little bit of wine. I'll go check the comments. I'll be right back. Are they on your screen?
Yeah, it'll be on that screen. I'm going to show what Dan has rolled here. We got some more meatballs. Again, this camera's coming in super dark. They're not as burnt as they appear on this picture here. So got some more nice round meatballs, good texture. Put them over here to breathe. And we're done with our deep frying for now. We'll be putting those meatballs in with the sauce shortly. I guess what should I start? I guess start with these brownies too. So are you making some brownies from scratch? Let me clear off some of this stuff here. Hopefully Dan will finish. Look, I don't hear too much feedback from him.
You haven't gotten any more comments from Vanessa.
Vanessa's saying silent so you can watch me wash these cans. So we're making some brownies. That's next up on the menu. Let me get this old world recipe here. Now, one thing with these, instead of like melting chocolate or anything down, we're going to be using unsweetened cocoa. Makes them better in the middle and stuff like that. So put all this stuff away. Now, first thing for that is we're going to be using similar to a double boiler approach. We're going to be filling up a pot with water and then cooking in another pot on top of it.
I'll be right back, Chef. I'm handling our social media accounts.
Okay. Thanks, Chef. Didn't really even here to wing it. Hopefully you have anything to report that I can comment on, Chef.
No new comments. My mom had a couple of questions.
Okay.
Some nice tweets from Lillian Sky Noble. I think our first contest winner.
Was that the first one, or we'll be doing a second this one?
We'll be doing a contest.
Yeah, we'll be having a contest, so make sure to stay tuned. There's a contest.
Yeah. But
there will be a prize.
Thanks for coming back, Lillian. It's good to have you back. We're cooking now. Comment by Kristen Baver. I'm not familiar with her. Don't know who she is, but thank you for the comment, Kristen. But she says she came for the contest. And a nice retweet from Mr. Justin Bolger. I'm not familiar with him either.
Thanks. Thank you, Justin.
Let's check the Facebook account. Got some chatter on Facebook.
Social media is big these days. I'm not a fan of it anymore. I'm off social media, I think. I'm on it, but I think that's it.
Is that a cat clock? Kristen Baver wants to know. Frank, Chef Frank, why don't you discuss the origins of the cat clock?
The cat clock was a gift from my mom got it, I think. They got it for Christmas at one year. And I've kept it up there. One of the main reasons why I keep it up there is because I think one of the first few shows, people complained all about it because all the thing does is just go back and forth, and half the time we're not on the screen. So all you see is this tail going back and forth and back and forth. It adds to the charm, this kitchen charm.
Should we leave it like this? Is this a good...
How's that? Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to stir that sauce.
Let you handle that. What I'm going to be doing now is I got this on, Chef, to get some water simmering, to get this brownie stuff made.
So we got a lot going on now. Let's do a status report.
Okay.
Sauce has been cooking for about 5 minutes? 5 minutes.
Meatballs done.
Meatballs done. You know what? I think we can throw the meatballs in right now. We might want to save some meatballs and keep them fresh out. Yeah. I don't think all of them can fit anyway. So let's start with maybe 5 or 6.
I'll give you more than that, I think. 4, 5. We can fit this whole top shelf, I think.
My mom had a comment, which was turn. It's too late for this now. Thank you for the comment, Mom. Turn the meatballs with a tablespoon
instead of the.
I guess.
Yeah. I guess
maybe
it damage the structural integrity.
Yeah.
You want this half? I tried half here.
Sure.
Remember, you got to test your product.
That's true.
Should I put the rest of these in, or any more of these, or leave it for now?
I don't know. We need more.
Yikes! All right. So, if anyone's at home is watching now, what Dan did is he put only the meatballs that he made into the pasta. Those are the ones you all made. So if you're all paying attention, Dan just ransacked everything and pretty much said mine are no good for his sauce. But then acted like he's never, he wouldn't have ever thought of doing something like that. This is why we keep our eye on it.
Right.
Chef, while you're talking about it, I'm just going to clean something.
Kitchen politics.
I got to just clear this sink out.
Sure.
So you guys get to watch us do dishes as well. Real.
That's part of doing dishes is part of the process, right?
Correct. I just got to clear out some of this clutter while this water simmers.
I do just want to take a minute to say, I often cook with an iron, and sometimes I even put it in the food.
That's joke. It is tradition.
It is. Gotta say it once. At least once. So meatballs are done. We can check one thing off our list. Chef, does that water have salt in it? The water for the pasta?
I have not put anything in there yet. No salt, no oil.
When you're done with that, let's get some salt in the water.
All right. It's not on yet either.
No, Chef. I think we could actually probably put it on now. I'll do the salt if you point me in the right direction.
Up there in that salt container.
Okay. Oh. Put this down. Might have gotten a hit on the internet. No.
Remember, wash your hands after you touch your phone.
It's okay. My phone's clean.
It's not clean. How many? Do you look at the phone on the bathroom when you're in the
Never.
bathroom? I don't believe you for 1 second. You don't look at your phone in the bathroom.
I'll wash my hands.
Yeah.
So I'm pouring a nice helping of salt into the water. That's good. I'm going to turn the gas on.
Second one over, yeah.
Okay. For the water, I'm putting that on a high flame. And my advice is don't watch the pot because then the water is never going to boil. This one's mine. I will wash my hands. You want to constantly stir the sauce. You can let it sit for a few seconds if you have to step away and do something, but it's going to stick to the bottom of the pan and it's going to burn if you leave it too long and don't stir. So as long as you're cooking sauce, you're going to essentially be over here stirring. It's just part of the job. We don't have a lid on the water pot right now.
I have a lid someplace.
We can put the lid on top and it'll speed up the process a little bit.
I don't know where to put that lid, though. Watch out, excuse me, Chef.
I might pour a little more tomato sauce. There you go.
There we go. Watch out, that's on.
Okay.
So now for the brownies. Now these aren't those liberal San Francisco brownies you may be used to, Chef.
Okay.
We're going to be keeping it, level here today.
So that means it's going to be artificial flavors.
Artificial flavors, no illegal, illicit government scheduled substances,
gotcha.
Nothing. So first step is we're preheating the oven at 325. Really putting this stove to work today.
Is. It's earning its keep today.
That's preheating. Okay, cool. Looking at my old world instructions because I'm not, perfect, Where am
It's
I?
amazing those things don't fall apart in your hands.
Cocoa powder. Get my sugar out of here.
Do you want to walk through the brownie recipe?
I will once I get my ingredients, Chef. Yes. Okay. I want to update Java. Okay, so here we are. We got our sugar here. Got butter, excuse me, Chef. Sure, I got my butter out. Now, one slight problem. I only had salted butter. I thought I had unsalted, but it's okay. It'll just mean our brownie's a little more salty. Right?
I'm a fan of salted butter. If you're going to make brownies, why not? Right?
I agree. How much am I putting in here?
If you have any questions
1, 2,
about
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, that's a lot of butter going into this thing. Yeah.
How many is this going to serve?
It's going to make a bunch of brownies. We're putting in about. Oops, sorry, Chef. Sorry again. We're putting in what? 10 tablespoons of butter.
Okay.
That's a lot. That's a stick and a quarter, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool.
When was the first time you made brownies?
Oh, from my own recipe and not from, like, the mix. I think this one's mine.
Okay.
And not from the mix.
Ever. Any first time ever. I don't think I've ever made
I don't
brownies.
remember the last time the first time I made them, but you know, I made them on my own and stuff, and from scratch, and they usually come out good. But the problem with having that many in your place, you just want to eat them at that point.
Right. Well, you bring them into work,
Uh,
give them to neighbors.
Everyone's a critic. You bring it in, they got, oh, I don't have this. Oh, does it include that?
Oh, I can't eat this.
I can't eat this.
Yeah.
And it's just at the end of the day, you're just like, why do I do anything nice for anyone anymore?
Yeah.
But that's just one of the lessons you learn as you get older. Why do anything nice?
Why do anything? Better just to do what you want to do.
Sure. But this will be a fun project. I've never made this recipe from scratch before. So putting it over the steam will melt the butter.
Interesting. Does the recipe say to do that?
Yes, the double boiler technique.
Cool.
Roughly. It's like similar to a double boiler. What am I putting in? Butter, sugar, cocoa powder. I got some cocoa powder here. You know, did I not take that bag? Oh my God. I don't think I took the bag. Oh no, I did take the bag with the cocoa powder. Lost my place for a second. I went shopping to market today to get all these groceries. Wash it, hit the ground. Get that out.
Who's Adam A. Actus?
Adam is a chef himself in Florida. He has his own restaurant.
He's leaving some comments.
Adam is an experienced, skilled chef. So for him to be gracing this would be much appreciated. So I'm putting in...
Adam says, tell me more about the future of smell through television. P.S. This guy Dan is cooking you under the table. Frank Carazzolillo, you good on those dishes, though. Thank you, Adam. That means a lot.
Thanks,
but the way I look at it is one of us does something good, we both do something good.
Sure. So putting in 3/4 of a cup of cocoa unsweetened in here. Brownies are going to be a little, unsweetened, but that's how I like mine. Not like super sweet. I don't like super sweet brownies.
Well, it's a fine line, right?
Yeah.
If you go too sweet, you ruin them. Better to go under.
And not make them too, I don't want just like a sugar sandwich. I want some flavor. I want something, I don't drink milk anymore.
Really?
No.
Where did that decision come from?
A couple of years ago, I just was like, I give up.
Why? What was it? Upsetting your stomach? What was wrong?
It's just gross when you think about it. It's this stuff coming out of it. Coming out of cows' udders and stuff. And it just was like, what am I drinking? What do I need this for?
Right.
You know? Who knows what they're shooting up into those cows, too? Shadow government, all types of stuff going on there. It goes all the way to the top. The deep state is always watching. Keep that in mind.
That's where it starts.
I'm sure they're tuning into this right now. What else am I putting in here?
We're cooking now for about an hour.
Sugar.
It's 9:15 Eastern time.
Now, 1 1/4 cup of sugar. Got my white sugar here. Well, cane sugar. Sorry, I don't mean to be like that when I say white sugar. It's a lot of sugar.
I'd love to be able to show them. Can we unplug for a minute?
The thing is wired in. For the internet, because the last time I think one of our other episodes it would cut out, Chef.
Right. When we started cooking.
The microwave was cooked, everything was going. I think that was causing problems.
If you have any questions about anything you see, any techniques,
I'll go in and take a look right now.
Yeah, just shoot us comments. Again, tweet us at Dan_Brooks at Utterer, or you can leave us comments on Facebook or on our YouTube channel.
We'll be improving for the second episode this season.
Yeah.
You know, we'll get our techniques. This has just been a year. Just put together very fast.
It did.
We did a good job, I think, in the time frame that we had to put this all together.
Should we make some announcements about what's to come in the season?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
you want to announce it?
it'd be nice if you were here for it.
Give me a second.
Okay. So I'm keeping an eye on 3 things right now. I've got on the lower right burner, I've got the sauce with the meatballs. Lower left, I've got, I'm keeping an eye on what Chef Frank is working on.
Got this brownie mix.
Brownie mix, sugar, butter. And in the upper left, I've got the water from the macaroni. which has been on the burner for about 5 to 7 minutes now. I'm starting to see some condensation on the top of the lid, which is a good sign. It means something's working down there.
And I'm currently mixing in this combination of cocoa, butter, and sugar to make a sort of a gritty, textured mixture.
Uh-huh.
And once that's all mixed in, I'll be putting in the vanilla. Oh, it's going to be great.
It looks good, Chef. It's coming together.
Coming together. The dream is being realized. I just wish we do need to figure out this camera situation.
Yeah, nobody can see what we're doing.
Let's see what I can get away with here. Maybe if I get longer cable next time. We can see sort of, there's Dan.
Sauce here. Can we try to unplug it and see if
it'll cut out completely? That's the only connection to the internet.
All right.
It's never happened, whatever.
Here. I'll bring this over. So, give you a sneak peek at the sauce. This is about, 10, 15 minutes on the burner. It's looking good. It smells good. Bring that back. You want me to bring this over?
I was going to show them what it looks like. Oh my gosh. So we have this mash here of, the sweetened chocolate. This is going to tip. I got to keep it over. It's going to tip over. Because I forgot there's all that water in the bottom too. So we're making this gritty mash of the melted butter, the sugar, and the cocoa.
Can you tell if the water's boiling?
It's not yet.
Okay.
Once this is all mashed together, I'll take it off the heat, and we will be mixing with vanilla extract and egg and all that other stuff too, the flour. The oven's heating up right now. Oh, we're cruising. This is gonna be
good. We're in a good spot.
We're in a real good place right now, I think. Cheers to that, Chef.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, let me put my Parmesan cheese away. You want to leave cheese out. Keep your cheese refrigerated.
So what's the latest in Weehawken, New Jersey?
Weehawken, New Jersey, they just had Weehawken Day last weekend. That's the big town gathering.
Really?
Celebrating the town.
What can you tell us about Weehawken, about the history? It sounds like a Native American name. Is that true?
Yes, it means the all right lands.
Interesting.
It's not good, it's not great, it's all right.
Right.
This was before they had all the views. There used to be a lot of trees, but now there's some very nice views out here. Home of the duel between Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr. I think I mentioned this in every episode. Yeah,
well, Vanessa's a new viewer. Maybe Vanessa doesn't know.
Maybe she doesn't know.
So what's the duel?
So Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr had a little disagreement on things.
Who were they?
Oh, you're going to give me this whole history. They were, politicians of some type. Don't make me have to go. Watch the Hamilton. Dan just saw Hamilton. He had front row tickets, and now he wants to just rub in that he got to see the show, and acts like he knows everything about American history.
So they had an argument.
They had an argument. They got in their boats. They went across the ocean, or went across the Hudson, and they had a duel out here. And Hamilton died. Burr killed him.
Wow.
Yeah, and they hated Burr after that duel. Those were the good old days, Dan, where you could settle things with a damn duel.
I'm ready to go back to those days.
Hopefully soon, man.
Yeah.
Now water is boiling for the pasta.
Okay, water is boiling. I'm actually going to lower the flame on the sauce right now while I deal with the macaroni sitch. That's short for situation. Now, when I open the macaroni, I tend to.
I want to put the whole thing in. Yeah.
You go, backseat chef.
Just putting it out there, chef.
I do the potato chips technique where I open it like that. We're gonna eat at least half this pack.
Yes,
right?
For sure.
You don't want to make the whole thing just half because that's a lot of sauce.
Is it all gonna fit in there?
We can try. I'm out of this. You have a.
Come on, chef.
Okay, safety first. I'm taking about half the bag right now. This pot's a little smaller than I'd have preferred. You really do want a bigger pot.
Well, I don't know. There's another one in there.
My mom offered a bigger pot. Chef said he had it covered.
This was never proposed. Just a little full disclosure. I'm just finding out about this bigger pot now.
My mom said something. But you FaceTimed me this morning.
You asked me if I had enough cookware, and I said I've recently upgraded the cookware here.
All right, I need to get that. I need a spoon. Sometimes in the kitchen, things are going to get a little tense. You're going to have arguments. You're going to have disagreements. That's natural. Anytime you're doing something creative, anytime two artists or two or more artists are together like we are,
it gets hot.
It can get heated.
Yeah.
So small disagreements, but in the end, it's all about the work and making a good meal. It's not any kind of personal reason or anything like that.
We just want to deliver the best end product.
But you know, my mom did say she had a bigger pot.
And it wasn't properly phrased to me about how it would be available. So what we have here in the brownie mix is this mash. It's like a gritty mash of the butter, the sugar, and the cocoa powder. Now we're going to put in all the other ingredients and just mix it all up, and we'll have our brownie mix.
That smells really good.
Thank you.
You've got a weird mix of smells in here.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is take this off, put it here to cool for a little bit while I get my ingredients all ready.
I would say...
You want to put this on?
No, because I'm going to start it. So I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to say at this point we're at kind of a crucial point for, I think, all of them.
This is the final preps, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got the macaroni in the pot. We've got the sauce cooking. The sauce is essentially ready to be ready. I've lowered the flame. I'm kind of just keeping it warm, cooking it a little more, waiting for the macaroni to be done. And the brownie mix is ready to go.
Ready to get. I got to put in the butter, not the butter, the eggs and flour, and mash it up, and we'll be good to go on that.
Okay.
What I'm going to do now is put in the vanilla extract. We're looking at a teaspoon.
Now, ideally, usually there are instructions. I don't pay attention to instructions on macaroni packages anymore. So this says cook I guess if you're cooking everything, 14 to 15 minutes, or until desired degree of tenderness is reached. Now, in general, I don't pay attention to that. I think I usually go about 10 minutes. The other thing is you also don't want your macaroni to be like overcooked, so that it's just you know, I don't know. You can just it's too soft. Then it's not good. You want it a little firm.
A little firmness.
Yeah.
Dan, can you crack an egg with one hand?
I can crack it.
A full egg with one hand. You can.
I have about a 50-50 success.
I'm gonna see if I can try this right now. I can't do it. I've tried it, but there's one egg. I'm not gonna use my other hand.
Look at that.
There we go. Look at that. No.
You learned that in Vienna, right? That technique?
I was passing through Vienna. I didn't have a chance. They put me on the spot in Vienna, where you saw, because you were at that cooking competition.
Yeah, yeah.
What actually happened is I did 4 months in Germany where I was working as a pastry chef.
Right.
And they gave me just this like technique of not just the egg, but just the motion you make in the kitchen as well.
Right. Which is important.
And it's part of the flow is the cracking of the egg. Did you want to try cracking this one, Chef?
I'll take a crack at it.
Take a crack at this one. See if you can one-hand it. We're gonna have Chef Dan try to one-hand an egg in.
Okay, ready?
There he goes.
So you notice I was using my thumb more?
Yeah, I think I see a shell piece in there. Maybe, yeah. We'll mix it in.
I don't think so. But anyway, I learned that in Spain.
Okay.
I did 8 months in Spain.
I remember you posted a whole bunch of pictures. I got so sick of seeing all those pictures you were posting.
I thought a lot of people appreciated the photos.
Yeah, but it was like of all your food. I'm like, I get it. You're eating out there. You're a chef. Of course
most of it were dishes, were award-winning dishes that I created while I was there.
So I'm going to be putting in a half cup of all-purpose flour. You sure you can't put any onion cloves in that?
Go ahead, go for it.
Where's my half cupper?
Do you really want to put some of yours in?
No, when you say it like that, man.
No. I really had no idea.
No, it's all right.
All right.
All right. So, what was that in Vienna though? Who was that one person you always? That real annoying person that you kept hanging out with.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Guy kept talking about creme brulee. Everything ended with a creme brulee.
Well, that was his thing. He majored in that.
Creme brulee?
Yeah.
Well, like it was
like his specialty.
Because I remember in Prague I met up with you, and this dude and like 3 other people from your kitchen were there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting in a half cup of sugar. I just have a quarter cup here, so I'm putting in 2 quarters because 2 quarters makes a half. Math is another factor that's more. You don't need to know everything in math, like this advanced calculus, but know your fractions.
Yeah.
Know your measurements. Mm-hmm. For us, I mean, we have the gift of being able to distinguish both imperial and metric measurements because of our world-class training.
Yeah.
But not everyone has that, and just use Google, use the internet if you have to. That's what it's there for, to help you out. So I put in my flour. Now I'm mixing everything in until it's all one big. Mm-hmm. Losing a little bit of flour on the sides here, but that's all right. So it's all one big happy family, and we'll be putting it into the oven at that point. For 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So we may not see the end of this depending on what happens.
We might not.
But we'll get our plating.
But we can post the photo. I'm sure people would want to see the photo.
They want the closure.
What's our Twitter? Our main Twitter account? We made this show?
Is it we made this show or
we made this live?
I don't even remember it.
I don't know. I'll have to see.
I thought you were the one who managed it. Okay, so we got. Do I put everything in here? Yeah, I got all my ingredients. Dan, what do you think of peanut butter?
I'm a big fan of peanut butter.
Mind if I put some peanut butter chips into this?
That I don't know about. See, that's why you can't bring brownies to anyone. Everybody.
Yeah, everyone has a complaint. I would really like to put peanut butter.
Everybody's a pastry
chips, but
I'm gonna test this. Do we have a cutting board somewhere?
Yeah, they're over there.
Okay.
Why don't you just peel it off and eat it?
Yes.
Are you gonna test it in front of the camera?
I'll test it in front of the camera.
What do you look for when you test it?
I want to see how well it's been cooked. I think it is ready.
Don't forget to wash your hands. All right, so what we have here is we got our brownie mash. And this does not seem like as much as I was expecting from it. But we'll be putting it into the pan.
It's going to expand.
Yeah, I guess so. So I got my pan, and what we do here, I'll never forget that summer in Italy where we were pretty much back to back the whole time cooking.
Yeah, I think that was like the
that was the most intense of my chef career. I think was the Tuscany summer.
Well, we studied under Chef Luigi Barolo.
Yeah.
Who was like legendary temper, right?
Yeah, it was a real pain in the ass. I remember, did someone like, what they steal from him? They took his, because the guy, I remember, what last name again?
Barolo.
Barolo. What he used to do is he would say that the kitchen is a concert hall. And that we were all playing the instruments in the concert. You remember this?
And he said he was the maestro.
He had his conductor wand that he would play while people were mixing. Everyone had to mix it. And it was the most ridiculous thing.
If he didn't like what you did, he'd hit you with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd make
it
mix in rhythm. Everyone had to like play this concerto at the same time. Tap. And when you would like knock the excess off your spoon, you all had to like do it at the same time. Someone stole this guy's conductor wand, and he flipped out.
Yeah.
He searched everyone. We all had our lockers that we kept our aprons and chef's hats in, and one keepsake that we were allowed to bring with us. But he insisted on searching everyone. I'm lining this.
Well, it was really sad. He killed himself the next day over it.
Yeah, but then they
brought another guy in.
No, they put the conducting thing in his casket.
Yeah, I know.
The guy who and no one knows who took it, but the one day it was there. We went to the viewing. I remember. Yeah, like 5 of us went to the viewing, and in the casket in the guy's hands because they had, you know, when you're dead, they put you like this. Here was the conductor's wand, and like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Whoever did this knew and was at this funeral.
All right.
So I'm lining this pan with parchment paper, and then I'm going to put the brownie mix in there. That will make it easier to take out once everything is.
I need a strainer for the macaroni.
We have the strainer. Is a no-brainer.
Thank you.
I'm going to put this brownie mix into the pan. Plop.
Chef.
Yes,
Here
sir.
we go. We have another one, oven mitt?
No,
Oven mitt?
we use a towel if I want. This brownie mix does not look like as much as I thought. It's not going as smoothly as I thought. Chef, I think I have a problem here with these brownies.
Okay.
Can't put my finger on it. So what I'm going to do is what we call in the food industry pivot.
Right.
I'm going to make brownie bites.
All right, macaroni's done. So I'll keep the sauce heating up until you're done. And then, so we're essentially, we're almost done. We have some announcements to make. We have our contest, and we'll do all that once.
Once we have this in the oven.
Yeah, once that's in the oven.
Sorry, Chef, I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to be going hands-on with this one
Sure.
here now. So what I'm going to do, because I'm going to be handling a bunch of brownies, is I'm going to do what we call in the industry glove up. Because I'm going to be packing these little things into there.
I'm going to go, sorry, excuse me, Chef. I'm going to go take a look at comments. See if we have any more.
He loves this social media, man. It's all about feedback from him. Forgets what it's all about, this food, this conversation, delivering this product here.
Chef, you know Dominic Martimucci?
I do know Dom.
Dom says, Frank, you are perfect.
Thank you, Dom. I appreciate that.
Bruno Rodriguez says, the macaroni lessons with Frank and Dan. And has an emoji with the little yellow face wearing sunglasses.
So what I'm doing is I'm just putting these little brownies into little miniature cupcake
Won't block you.
things, and hopefully they'll make like a cool little brownie cupcake. Again, I don't know really what I'm doing right now. Sort of like a pivot. But this could be pretty cool.
Why are you doing that and not?
It
not
didn't
ham?
smooth out nicely in here,
Okay.
and I was afraid of what the end result was going to look like.
I think that'll work.
I think this will work better. A lot of, yeah, it's very buttery. I think that's the problem.
So we're winding down. The we came through the kind of intense time in the kitchen.
The crescendo.
Yeah.
That's what's his name would always call it.
Right.
The crescendo. And everyone rolled their eyes and go, the crescendo. Because he was like, you know where you guys need to improve?
A crescendo.
And
Yeah. But I learned a lot in that time with Chef Barolo. Would you say the same?
No.
No?
Because the guy was just, it was so just, I couldn't stop laughing when I'm like trying to, you know, work and he's, and drain, tap the spoon, and you're just, shut up, you know, let me just do my crap. Yeah.
Where would you say you learned the most in all your studies?
If I were to pick, I would just, to be honest, the most that I learned was the time I did when I was with the Buddhist temple. Because we wouldn't even cook, but just focus.
It's what you're not cooking. Yeah.
And just the focus that was needed. Like when I came back, first thing I made in the kitchen was the most delicious food I ever tasted. Yeah. Grilled cheese. It was a grilled cheese sandwich. When I got off the plane, kissed the ground because I was so blazing back. Because I did a year at that temple. Yeah.
You didn't speak for a year, right?
I didn't speak for a year. I had to pee in this like chamber pot still. There was no running water. You dump it off the side of a mountain. You got a little bonsai plant. It was the weirdest thing.
To get there, you had to like climb through mountains. You had to find like a flower.
Climb is an understatement.
It, like a rare flower.
Climb is an understatement.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was going to be dead about 3 or 4 times.
Okay,
because you got rocks falling, you got icicles and stuff, and I'm here against the side of this mountain with this plank of wood. I can't talk if I fall. I just have to.
Right. And you didn't even know that the temple was really there, right?
I heard
you would like you asked this person.
I heard though. Like I was pretty confident that the temple was there. Oh jeez. When I was cleaning up earlier, I put my cast iron skillet in the oven. So the thing's probably
super
toasty warm. Check your ovens before you put them on.
Yep.
So I'll be putting these in.
Now, how long are they going to cook for, Chef?
I'm setting the timer for 20 right now.
Okay.
There is salt in the water, Mom.
Yep.
We put salt in the water for the pasta. No oil, though. And thank you for the extra large pot. I have one here. I just didn't take it out because the pasta chef didn't make any specifications prior to the shooting of this.
Well, obviously, it's a large size macaroni. One would think you're going to use the bigger pot.
It fit. It looked like it would fit once it settled down. So let me set my timer to 20 minutes right now.
Okay.
Maybe that may finish by the time we're doing our wrap up.
Well, we're ready. We're ready to
plate. Right?
Yeah.
Am I finishing your sentences?
Well, we're ready to finish this. So I'm going to show the finished sauce to the camera.
I'll get out of your way.
Also. All right. So this is our finished sauce. Got 6 meatballs in there for flavor. This is 1 can.
7.
7?
7 meatballs.
Okay. Yes, 7.
2, 4, 6, 7.
Thank you for the counting. So there's 7 meatballs in there.
Under 10.
One can of plum tomatoes that I crushed by hand, and about, I'd say 3/4 of a can of tomato sauce. And we're good to go. And that probably cooked for about a half hour, maybe 35 minutes. Kept it on a low flame to keep it warm. You don't need to see the macaroni. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't know. If you don't know what fusilli is, I'll show you. I'll bring it over. Now remember, when you're cooking macaroni, you don't want it to get too weak and flaccid. You kind of want to keep it a little strong. So, and I know that might sound weird, but that's just the way it is. So get your minds out of the gutter. All right. So now what we're going to do, we are going to mix. You ready to eat?
Whenever you are.
All right.
We need to use this.
We are going to mix.
Oh, what are you doing?
The sauce. It's off. I'm not used to it.
I know.
We're going to mix the sauce with the macaroni.
What do we need for that?
I'm going to pour it in right here. I can dump these in. Let me move these out. We put these in a little bowl. Only we had some nice bread.
I thought you were bringing it because you said you had that place near you.
Yeah, but it was on your
list. That has a great bread.
I never said that actually.
Oh, I thought that was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
So right now, Dan's slowly putting the meatballs into the
I'm taking
pot.
the meatballs out of the sauce, putting them into the pot.
Out of the frying pan into the pot, right?
Or into the bowl. Right?
Into the bowl.
That's a big one. All right.
So here we have the finished meatballs. Whoa.
So I'll tell you a little bit about my sauce technique. I put the macaroni, after I strain the macaroni from the water.
Do you want to bring it over in here? And
sure. No.
Chef. Oh, sorry. It's not that hot.
It's a little hot. So I put the macaroni back in the pot. It's hot.
It's not that hot.
No. No, it's not. And then I pour the sauce on top. I keep a little sauce in the saucepan because I have a little trick that I like to do. But first you got to mix the macaroni like this. Coat it. It's probably, actually, the sauce is a little watery because it was plum tomatoes, which I didn't ask for, again. But that looks pretty good. And what I like to do is keep a little sauce in the saucepan, because then what you can do is you can put a little coating on the bottom of your guests' bowls, so that they actually get a coating of sauce on the bottom of the pasta a little extra.
That's a good point.
You can put a little on top. Chef, do we have? What do you want to eat? Bowls, plates?
I got some paper plates we can use.
Paper plates.
No, I'm bringing out the china for
The
this
good stuff. All right. Do you have Oh, use it. I'm gonna use this anyway.
I got a plate, a solid one without holes.
No, this is perfect. So right now, this is a big moment. We are plating the finished. Oh, I forgot to. Give a little...
What was the Twitter? Because we're gonna have to send that picture, right?
Yeah. I think I have it.
Let me take a look. I'll see as well while Chef is plating. I'll make sure to wash my hands after I touch my phone as well. I don't lie like Dan about using the phone at all hours.
Now, what I'll say is this is actually, I'm plating the pasta. This is very important. I did my bottom coat, but remember, presentation is almost everything, right?
It's a good amount.
I mean, that's one thing we learned in France.
We made this.
We made this.
We got to figure out the password, though.
We'll get it.
We made this. Load that on your Twitter because it's going to be necessary a bit for this contest.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need?
Paper towels. So I just want to show this. So presentation is important. Now, see this bowl? How I got some splatter on the side? Now, I would never serve a bowl like this in one of my restaurants. So you wanna clear off the splatter. Just take a paper towel, wipe around the rim. Much better. Now it looks nice and clean and homemade. Should we put a meatball on top?
Yeah.
Put a meatball on. This one's yours, Chef.
Maybe, Chef.
I'll plate mine.
Move this camera up so it's not cutting our heads off. Carlos suggests that we add some ketchup into that sauce as well.
An interesting suggestion. Spoon. Chef, you have a spoon?
It's right there. You found it.
Okay. I'm going to give you 2 meatballs. Now it's time for the We Made This Tradition, our contest, where we are going to hold our finished dish up to the camera. We are going to ask you, our viewers, to take a screenshot. The first person to take a screenshot and tweet it to @WeMadeThis will win a special prize.
Or email it or something. Get it to us.
Yeah,
You can get it to us somehow.
Facebook, however.
However you work. If you
whoever
give us
we
a
see
picture
first.
of these plated meals right now, you'll win a prize.
Okay.
Should we walk up to the
We'll
camera?
walk up to the camera.
How are these brownies looking? Oh, they're cooking still.
So that right there, that's a good looking plate of macaroni and meatballs.
That's it.
If I say so
No
myself.
picture yet.
No picture yet. Don't take it yet. We've got to take
there's
a close. Oh, yeah, there's a little splatter there.
Splatter on there.
Yeah, get it.
They don't want to commit.
Well, we want to get in there.
Right, so we'll do this.
One. Well, come in. Let's
Yeah.
center a little bit more.
Should we have our wine glasses as well at the same time?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Where's my wine?
This one's
Over there.
mine. Wow, you're really filling this cup up.
I gotta drive home.
Let's say that on camera.
I'll be here for a while.
Okay. So feel
One,
free to take a picture.
2, 3. Take a picture.
And then feel free
All
to
right.
send it to us and win a prize.
And let's make some announcements before we sit
Sure
down
thing.
and eat this meal. So this is the season premiere of season 3. If we made this first, I just want to say, Chef, good job tonight.
Excellent job in the kitchen.
It's always a
Chef.
pleasure working
It's
with you.
easy. It's
Yeah.
like we're in the old country again.
It is.
Back to back.
I feel like I think something and you're doing it already.
That's
You
how
know,
you got to stay 2 steps ahead.
Yeah. So it reminds me of when we trained in Italy.
Back to back.
Yeah, the whole time.
10-hour days.
You become extensions of each other.
And by the end, you didn't want to eat food. You don't even want to look at food.
Right.
Because you're just making this artwork.
Mm-hmm.
and then you go home and you got, you know, a couple slices of bread and mortadella. You're gonna make a sandwich. You don't even want to eat that.
I know.
It's disgusting.
But that said, we have some announcements to make. This is the season premiere. We're going to be back.
Yes.
For a San Francisco episode in November.
Yes.
And then we'll be back here in Weehawken for our Christmas Spectacular.
The Christmas Spectacular lined up to be a good one.
Yeah.
I started seeing the guest list because they do it a couple months ahead of time, and like some of the guests they have coming out for the Christmas special. I'm like, we've only done.
I know it's going to be
4
great.
episodes.
I don't want to spoil anything.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So thank you for watching. It's always a pleasure. We do this for you. If you do have any questions, feel free to follow up with us on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
All right.
I got to say lock like this, right? Then it'll cut out. It cuts out after no motion for like 10 seconds.
But the cat's moving.
I don't think it'll detect that. I'm just kidding. It doesn't do that anymore. All right, I'm going to
stop
stop
my
this.
plate with me.
Maybe we'll come back for the brownies.